Better or worse? So it's nice to praise God, isn't it? I was touched by the songs. Some may be almost right. But that is a way for us to pour our burdens to God. We are filled up with our emotion. And because we know that our songs are prayers. Amen? When we sing, we give our heart, pour our heart to God. And God will hear us. So, how are you? Today is February is almost over, and some people who just had their vacation are back to the real life. So we welcome friends who have been to the Philippines and others who are our first time guests. Thank you for coming. So today, brothers and sisters, it's still February, so our topic for today is still about love. So last week we just have our Valentine's celebration. Today, again, we continue to talk about love. And the title of my message, brothers and sisters, is Without Love, I Am Nothing. So, the question for us this morning is, what is love? Sister, what is love? So, again, brothers and sisters, I also checked in the dictionary that love is a variety of different feelings. So, hindi lang siya isa. It's not specific, di ba? Do you agree? Love has different degrees. And it has attitudes. Maaaring probably interpersonal affection, guys. I love a mother, a child, or for pleasure. I love the meat. So it could be another thing. It can also refer to emotion or a strong attraction or personal attachment. Nangyari na ba sa inyo? Personal attachment. It can also be a virtue representing human kindness. If you need something, want to do something good to someone, because you care, you are compassionate. The unselfish, loyal, and benevolent concern of the good of another. So, this is a very important question, brothers and sisters, because we shall see that without love, we are nothing. And some say that love is a contaminated word. Why? We use the word to refer to affection and compassion. We say we love God, our mates, or we love, say, Mexican food, or we love to watch a game, football. So, when you say that things, the word love sometimes becomes very cheap. In the ancient Greeks, they classified love into 4 different categories, forms. So, siguro, if you were here last year, brothers and sisters, I already told you about this, but parang review, sa review class. So that it will be clear to you what I mean. First one is storge. That means a kinship. It's a familiarity. Just what I said a while ago, yung mother and child, or a sibling. your brother or your sister in blood. So that is the storge. That's one form of love. Another one is the philia, which is friendship. So you have a best friend or a friend, so we can call that as a philia. So the third one, brothers and sisters, is the eros. So probably everybody knows it. It's the sexual or romantic love, desire. This is the one that is you always see in the movies or on TV. This which is often when we say love, that we always when we hear the word love, we always connect to that. Right? But there is another one kind of love, brothers and sisters, which is the self-emptying or divine love, which is, you all know, right? Do you remember? Agape, right? Agape kind of love. Agape kind of love is the unconditional love. And this is the one, brothers and sisters, is the kind of love that I will talk about today. So it should be clear to you now. Amen? You know, when Jesus had his last encounter with his disciples, before he will be hung to the cross, and on that final night, he said in John 13:35, he said, "By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." So brothers and sisters, we will be known. Jesus said, not by our power, not by our wealth, not by our attractiveness, nor our success, not how religious we are, not by our morality, but by our love. Because you know, in this world, there are many things that differentiates people, right? For example, kung sundalo ka, if you are a soldier, people will know you right away by how you dress up. Sometimes you are a bit more physically fit than others because you are ready to engage in battle. Amen? So there is something that makes you different from others. So as Jesus said, they will know that you are my disciples if you are in our love. Amen? And my proposition today, brothers and sisters, that since we are Christians, we should have love. Amen? This is an attribute that every one of us must have. Because this is the one that differentiates us from others. Christian to non-Christian. And Jesus said, this is how people will know that we are His followers. Amen? Because sometimes this is the ones that some people miss out in a Christian life. They miss how to be loving. Amen? So our Bible text for today is in 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13. So if you open your Bibles to the letter of Paul to the people in Corinth, in 1 Corinthians 13. So may I call Sister Rhoda to read us the Bible verse. Let us all stand as we read the verse.
1 Corinthians chapter 13. If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship, that I may boast, but do not not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be still. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now, we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of this is love.
Let us all bow our heads and let us pray. Lord, thank you once again for this wonderful day that you have brought us to this place. To have a wonderful fellowship with one another, O Lord, but most especially to hear your word. May you guide us, Lord. Give us your wisdom and understanding as we study your word, O Lord. Make us not just hearers of your word, but doers as well. This we pray in Jesus' name. So, brothers and sisters, if you have read the verse, only the one in the slide is just the same. It's just the Bible verse. If you have your Bible, it should be fine. So, dun sa binasa natin na verse sa 1 Corinthians 13, there are three things that we can see. And today, brothers and sisters, I have 3 points. So remember the 3 points. You have a quiz after. The first point is love is essential. You read verses 1 to 3. It says love is essential. Number 2, the middle part, it says love is extensive. It's vast. It covers a lot. It is not just one point, but it covers a vast area. And number 3, love is eternal. That means walang no ending. It never stops. So today, brothers and sisters, my first point is love is essential. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Love is essential. You know what essential, right? Means it is necessary. It is needed. You know what Paul said to the saints at Corinth? He considered 5 elements, essentials in life. Example of essentials is, for example, you hear about essential. You're the one you put in your hair, shampoo, right? Essential. So it's one thing that you need in order to make your hair, right? But here, brothers and sisters,